So I'm going to read through slowly without okay, I'll have some ideas which I can note down in the notes section. For example, I can come down here, and as I read, I create something we call a memo. And I can create a memo by right-clicking and call this participant 1 notes. And now, as I read the interview transcript, I can click and take notes here. For example, the interviewee was not aware of the flu vaccine. So this is just an example of how I can take notes as I familiarize myself with the interview transcripts. So I'll go through both the interview transcripts. Again, I can go back to the interviews and check participant 2 and go through the interview transcripts and familiarize myself with them and make notes of any form of themes that might emerge or anything I would want to note down. So that's how you note down using the memo section in NVivo. Let's move to the next approach in conducting data analysis in NVivo, which is coming up with the primary themes. Here we have 3 main research questions that the research study sought to answer. The first question was, what are the parents' knowledge and perceptions about the flu? The second question was, what are the parents' sources of information related to illnesses like the flu and prevention strategies such as vaccination? And number 3, what are the parents' perceptions and beliefs about the flu vaccine? Remember, I'm using the deductive approach to coding. Deductive coding involves coming to the data with some preconceived themes. So I want to create themes from my research question. And considering the research question of what are the parents' knowledge and perceptions about the flu, I can come up with a primary theme of parents' knowledge and perceptions about the flu. So I right click on the codes area and I create a new code and call this parents' knowledge and perceptions about the flu. That's the first code. Then the next research question is, what are the parents' sources of information related to illnesses like the flu and prevention strategies such as vaccination? So for this, we get the code parent sources of information about the flu. Again, right click, new code, paste, parent sources of information about the flu. And from the research question, what are parents' perceptions and beliefs about the flu vaccine? I can come up with the primary theme of parents' perception and beliefs about the vaccine. Again, I right click, I create this as a new code and I paste it. Now I have these 3 primary themes. So